Hey everybody, we're Getting Real with Ronnie. We got some feedback over the years that people really liked the fact that I'm real, whatever that means, that I'm authentic. I hope to be. I think everybody that pastors or is a public figure on any level sometimes feels the need not to show all their cards to everyone because we get attacked and things like that. But we've had a lot of good feedback over the years about videos when I'm just myself. And so I'm trying to turn the preacher off and turn Ronnie on and just answer some casual questions over the next few years. We just want to get real. We may talk about sports. We may talk about world events. We'll certainly talk about Bible and theology, but this isn't a preachy show. But our friends want me just to get real about certain topics. We're going to get real and just have some fun, try to encourage you a little bit along the way. So we hope you enjoy Getting Real with Ronnie. That's a great question. You know, I've got a 23-year-old that just graduated with his bachelor's degree and is pursuing his master's degree. And I have a 19-year-old in college and pursuing his future. And so I certainly believe in education. In my life, I had some college and had to start working early in my life, did some physical labor jobs, some retail jobs, and ended up landing at a Fortune 500 company at 19 and working my way up in the insurance field. And later in life, when I finally answered God's call on my life, I got back into school, finished, got a bachelor's, a master's, and a D-Min from a blue-collar seminary, Baptist seminary, and I was so grateful because I never really liked school. I was really strong in English and history, but I hated math. Still have a love-hate with math and algebra and geometry. One of my precious members, Lori Bowser, was my tutor. Her and her husband are still wonderful teachers in this area this day, but she pulled me through Algebra 2, and I'll be forever grateful to Lori. But the question is a good one because we in the 90s and the 80s, it seems like we pushed every child to go to university. And I certainly believe in that. I've given my children the best possible education they could have from the time they're in kindergarten all the way through college. And I believe in furthering your education. But you don't have to go to college to be successful. So many entrepreneurs, tech gurus, pastors even, were mentored, self-taught, submitted to people in authority that trained them, brought them up, and they've had a ton of success. And so many people that are involved in the trades are successful because people don't know what to do anymore. You know, I know blessed people who have plumbing companies, electricians who are blessed, who own their own business, heating and air guys. Listen, many of my friends that have their own businesses make more than some of my other friends with MBAs and doctorates. So I think you have to figure out at a young age what you're good at, what brings you joy, what brings you peace. And in the words of the comedian Steve Harvey, find out what someone will pay you $5 to do, because if they'll pay you $5, they'll eventually pay you $10. If they'll pay you $10, they'll eventually pay you $20. If they'll pay you $20, they'll eventually pay you $100, and so forth and so on. So I know tremendous businessmen and women with lawn care businesses that have done great. Everybody's called to do something, and you're born with gifts. You know, I can't work with my hands. My father was a preacher. My mother was a teacher. So everything's about running your mouth in my family. So I was born with a gift to gab. I was born with a love for people. I was decent in sales. I was decent as an insurance man because I love people. I can interact. Those are natural things I was born with. And you have to figure out at an early age what you're good at. And many things you're taught by your mom or your dad or your grandparents or early mentors, those things aren't by accident. I believe people come in your life to teach you certain things that you will use later in life to be successful. So I don't believe everybody has to go to a prestigious university or a top-level seminary, but I do believe in some fields, certainly medical, engineering, you certainly need to get the degrees associated with that career path. You certainly need to prove that you can get a degree in something. I laugh all the time because I earned 3 degrees, and then later in life I was given an extra degree by a different university for my mission work. I never thought the day would come when someone would give me a doctorate degree when earning one nearly killed me. And so I really believe everyone's path is different, and you have to find out who you are and what you're good at, and you have to be self-aware, I think, enough to say, hey, I don't know how to do this, but I want you or someone who's done it to teach me. What I found is most successful people want to pour that knowledge into someone else, even a non-family member, but they like to be asked for help. They like to see the drive in someone else that wants to become something. And when people see that drive that you want to build a business or you want to be something, most people that have done what you're trying to do, that are good or godly, they're going to be willing to help you by pouring knowledge into you to help you get to where you're supposed to get to. The key, I believe, is just start somewhere, man. Start doing something right now, and over time, if you're a teenager, take a few jobs till you find where you fit. And over time, you're going to figure out what your gifts are. And then if you submit those gifts to God, obviously, He's going to promote and bless you. But I don't believe everyone has to go to college, has to go that path. But I do believe everyone needs a path. They need goals. They need some drive to become whatever they were created to become. And that's where the rubber meets the road. It's a matter of identity. At an early age, between birth and let's just say 21, I don't think the age really matters. For some, it may take till they're 31 or 41. You have to find out who you are, what you're good at, and what you're going to do with the gifts you've been given. And once you get your identity issues solved, then you can become anything you want to become. And I truly believe, I promise not to get preachy, but we're going to end with a little bit of preachy. I truly believe God has a predestined path for everyone according to the book of Romans. It's our job to put in the work and get in on the path that He predestined us to be on. And once we do that, things fall into place. And it's amazing how that works. The right people come into your life, the right mentors, the wrong people leave, and the path is there like it has always existed. Well, because it has spiritually. But in the present, you do what you can do with what you've got, and over time, things will be added to your life. Mentors, friends, business partners. It's amazing how some hard work and dedication will bring about a harvest.
If you enjoyed our time together, subscribe to our channel, like our content, and share this with your friends. Leave us a comment or ask us a question. We love hearing from you. Thanks for watching.